a former iBanker, MD at Kotak, one of India's leading investment banks, and now you delve into the entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial spirit that you have. What got you into Indian beauty? Why now?
I think I wanted to be an entrepreneur. After a long innings in finance, I just was itching to try out entrepreneurship. And as I was looking for ideas, what I was convinced about is that why beauty was such a small business in India. I saw that both in the US and in Asia, it was a very big business. And I said, India can't be too far behind. And there were challenges of early stage growth. It's a long tail inventory business. And I felt that it was hard to build it up in a market like India, which is very geographically diverse. And with the coming of e-commerce, I think the timing was right. And I felt very confident that I could build the beauty market in India the way it should be built.
Yeah, you said before that you're inspired by the business model that Sephora has. Is Nykaa a bit different than that, given the fact that you're more focused more on the digital side of things?
Yes, of course. So what I meant by I was inspired by Sephora is that it is a multi-brand environment where a customer walks in and they're educated about the beauty brands and they're left to choose whichever brand they want. And it's a little bit different from a push model that beauty brands were following earlier, where you go into a beauty brand's own outlet and you're being asked to buy 3 to 4 or 5 products of the same brand. I think consumers moved on to picking the best of every brand, where they would today buy a lipstick from a different brand than a foundation and highlighter from a different brand. So I think in that environment, being multi-brand and being customer-centric and giving them what they need is very important.
Yeah, and of course, when we talk about e-commerce, there's all this buzz about omnichannels now. I mean, how important is it for India to have this kind of offline, online model as well?
So we are also setting up more stores. We had 17 stores now, and we've said that we'll move to about 180 stores. I think e-commerce is a very good way to service Indian customers, where there's a lot of, in beauty, there's a lot of product long tail, and there's also geographical disbursement in India. However, I think many customers want to come into your store once in a while and do try out. And I think certain amount of customer engagement in store is necessary. So omnichannel becomes very interesting. But customer wants to be treated the same way, whether they come into your store or in your online. And I think you have to have a really unified customer environment and offer them the best of both worlds in both places.
So the plan isn't so much to match your online business, your online revenue to what you're seeing in the offline business as well. Is it kind of just more, more the experience when it comes to some of these?
Yes, it's more of that, because what we are today in online business is equivalent of somewhere between 700 to 1,000 stores, and that's not the number of stores we are intending to set up. But I think the customer choices in online and offline tend to be different. So there could be brand differences. So some brands we may be much bigger online, and some brands we may be much bigger offline. However, the knowledge of online, because we now get 25 million visitors a month and 8 million visitors, unique visitors, and there's a lot of knowledge available to what customers are buying. So our stores, because we have 1,000 brands and 120,000 SKUs, our stores have 2,000 of our best-selling products. So a lot of curation and a lot of best of the market is being made available to our customers. And these stores are going as far wide as, Bhubaneswar and smaller towns in India, which never have had a beauty store, because the model hasn't worked for all brands to be there.
And Falguni, just really quickly, I mean, I'm curious about, about growth. In particular, are you looking to grow organically? Are you looking to tap the capital markets to fund growth? What are your plans here?
Yes, most of our plans are to grow organically, because the market is growing very rapidly. We've been growing at 350% year on year for the last 2 years, and I think the similar growth momentum will continue. And we will, we are one of the few e-commerce companies that is talking about being profitable this year. We have already achieved EBITDA break-even in the last quarter of last year, financial year. And with that, clearly, objective is to take it to an IPO market. So hoping to be in the IPO, Indian IPO maybe, but in a couple of years, 1 or 2 years.